From projects to passion. The waves of opportunity. Nia's journey from Chicago's projects to marine innovation pioneer. Early life in Chicago's South Side 1975-1990. Nia Jackson was born in 1975 in the Robert Taylor Homes, one of Chicago's largest public housing projects. The third of 5 children, she shared a cramped 2-bedroom apartment with her parents and siblings. Her mother worked double shifts at the University of Chicago Medical Center's cafeteria, while her father juggled maintenance jobs that exposed him to industrial chemicals, resulting in chronic respiratory issues. Despite financial hardships, Nia displayed remarkable mechanical intuition from an early age. By 7, she began collecting discarded electronics from neighborhood dumpsters. Her grandmother, Eloise, often found her dissecting these items on her bedroom floor, studying their inner workings with intense focus. Though Eloise would comment on Nia having her head in the clouds, she quietly encouraged this curiosity by bringing home broken appliances from the nursing home where she worked as an aide. When Nia was 10, the family's refrigerator began making alarming noises. With replacement beyond their means, Nia spent 3 days studying the cooling system before identifying a faulty component. Using parts salvaged from an abandoned unit in the building, she restored it to working order. This success was followed by fixing the family's toaster, alarm clock, and a box fan essential for surviving Chicago's humid summers. Her father, James Jackson, worried about her unconventional interests. A practical man shaped by decades of economic hardship, he emphasized traditional academics as the path to stability. "Tinkering won't get you out of the projects," he would say, pushing her toward her homework instead. Her mother, Darlene, though equally concerned about practical matters, recognized something special in Nia's abilities and quietly defended her daughter's hobby during family discussions. Protective family dynamics 1985-1993. The Robert Taylor homes in the late 1980s were marked by escalating gang violence. Nia's older brother Marcus, 5 years her senior, took on the responsibility of ensuring her safety. Each day, he coordinated his high school schedule to meet Nia after her classes, creating routes home that avoided territory disputes and drug corners. This protection allowed Nia to maintain her focus on academics while many of her peers were drawn into street life out of necessity or coercion. Her younger siblings, Tanya, born 2 years after Nia, and the twins Dion and Devin, 5 years younger, looked up to her growing reputation as the family's fix-it genius. Tanya particularly became Nia's assistant, holding flashlights during repair jobs and gradually learning the basics of circuitry. Despite working 60-hour weeks, Darlene never missed parent-teacher conferences after Nia's 7th grade science teacher, Mr. Burnett, called to discuss her exceptional aptitude for physics concepts. James attended when his work schedule permitted, listening with a mixture of pride and confusion as teachers used terms like gifted and exceptional spatial reasoning to describe his daughter's abilities. Educational breakthrough 1991-1993. Attending Harper High School in West Englewood exposed Nia to more comprehensive science courses than her elementary education had offered. Here, she encountered Alexandra Gelman, a recent physics PhD who had chosen to teach in Chicago's public schools rather than pursue research. Mrs. Gelman recognized that Nia's intuitive understanding of physical principles far exceeded the curriculum. The pivotal moment came during spring semester of 1991, when Nia stayed after class to work on a personal project, sketches for a water filtration system inspired by a documentary about developing nations she had seen at the public library. Mrs. Gelman, noticing the sophisticated design principles, asked Nia if she had ever considered engineering as a career path. When Nia admitted she wasn't entirely sure what engineers did beyond building bridges, Mrs. Gelman began bringing graduate-level materials to supplement Nia's learning. By fall 1991, Mrs. Gelman had connected Nia with Northwestern University's Young Engineers Weekend program, designed to introduce underrepresented students to engineering fields. The program required a 90-minute commute each way via 2 buses and a train, departing at 6 a.m. on Saturdays. For 2 years, Nia never missed a session, often completing homework on the return journey under dim bus lighting. College application process 1992-1993. Senior year brought the daunting college application process. The family gathered around their kitchen table one evening as Mrs. Gelman explained the scholarship opportunities available. James expressed skepticism, particularly when names like MIT and Stanford were mentioned. "You think some college is going to give money to a girl from the projects?" her Uncle Vernon remarked during a Sunday dinner, voicing the family's internalized limitations. Undeterred, Nia established a nightly ritual. After everyone went to bed, she would set up at the kitchen table with application forms, working under the single overhead light until 2 a.m., then waking at 6 a.m. for school. The public library became her weekend sanctuary, where she could use computers to type her essays without the distractions of home. Her personal statements centered on her relationship with Chicago's waterways. Rare family outings to Lake Michigan had sparked her interest in water ecosystems. She wrote about standing at Montrose Harbor during a school field trip, watching industrial discharge mix with the lake water, and imagining devices that could both detect and neutralize pollutants. She connected her experience growing up with unreliable water quality in the projects to her determination to create accessible environmental monitoring technology. When acceptances began arriving in spring 1993, the entire family held their breath as Nia opened each envelope. The full scholarship offer from California Polytechnic State University in San Luis Obispo, with its renowned engineering program and proximity to marine research opportunities, represented a future previously unimaginable. That evening, the family celebrated with a special dinner where, for the first time, Nia's father asked detailed questions about her designs and actually listened to the answers. California Transition 1993-1997. Arriving at Cal Poly in fall 1993 marked Nia's first time leaving Illinois. The campus, spread across 9,678 acres compared to her high school's single-city block, initially overwhelmed her. Fellow students casually mentioned family sailing trips and summer homes, while Nia worked 3 part-time jobs, in the campus library, the marine biology lab, and a local electronics repair shop, sending $200 home monthly to help with her siblings' expenses. Culture shock manifested in unexpected ways. Her roommate, Brittany, from San Francisco, was bewildered by Nia's habit of storing food in secure containers, a necessity in the projects to prevent pest infestations. Meanwhile, Nia found it bizarre when classmates left laptops unattended in the library or wore expensive watches to lab sessions where they might get damaged. Academically, Nia thrived in the practical, hands-on environment of Cal Poly's learn by doing philosophy. Dr. Helen Martinez, the department's only female professor, became a mentor, recognizing in Nia not just technical aptitude but the innovative perspective that came from her unique background. Under Dr. Martinez's guidance, Nia secured a coveted research assistant position in the marine biology lab during her sophomore year. Meeting Gabriel Chen 1995-1999. In the marine biology lab, Nia encountered Gabriel Chen, a second-year graduate student from Taiwan whose research focused on sustainable aquaculture systems. Their first interaction was contentious. Gabriel questioned Nia's sensor calibration methodology during a lab meeting, resulting in a heated technical debate that impressed the senior researchers present. Over the next few months, they developed a competitive professional relationship that evolved into collaboration when they discovered complementary approaches to monitoring water quality in enclosed systems. Gabriel's expertise in biological indicators paired perfectly with Nia's sensor technology innovations. By 1997, their professional partnership had blossomed into romance, though neither allowed it to interfere with their academic pursuits. Gabriel supported Nia through her most challenging courses, while she helped him refine the English in his research papers. More significantly, their long conversations about the practical applications of their work shaped Nia's vision for technology that served communities like her own. When Gabriel completed his PhD in 1999, he proposed with a custom ring featuring a miniature version of Nia's first successful marine monitoring device embedded in recycled ocean plastic instead of a diamond, symbolizing their shared values and vision. The breakthrough innovation 1996-1997. During her senior year, Nia developed her most significant innovation, a low-cost, self-powering sensor array capable of detecting microplastic concentrations in oceanic environments. Traditional monitoring required expensive equipment and laboratory analysis, making comprehensive pollution mapping financially prohibitive for most communities in developing nations. Nia's approach utilized wave kinetic energy to power sensors that could transmit data wirelessly, dramatically reducing operational costs. The sensors themselves were constructed from biodegradable materials, ensuring they wouldn't contribute to the pollution problem they were designed to monitor. Her senior project presentation drew attention from beyond the university. Representatives from the California Coastal Commission and several environmental technology investors attended specifically to see her work. By graduation in spring 1997, she had secured $150,000 in seed funding from Blue Future, an environmental technology incubator based in San Diego. Founding OceanPulse 1997-2000. With the seed funding, Nia established OceanPulse in a small warehouse space in Oakland, California. Gabriel joined as research director while maintaining an adjunct position at Cal Poly to fund their initial operations. Their first commercial product, an affordable coastal water quality monitoring system, launched in early 1998, targeting municipal water departments with limited budgets. The early business landscape proved challenging in unexpected ways. During investor meetings, Nia repeatedly encountered prejudice. Venture capitalists would direct technical questions to Gabriel despite her introducing herself as the CEO and primary inventor. One potential investor referred to her as the diversity hire within earshot. Another suggested she serve as the face of the company while allowing more experienced and invariably white male executives to handle operations. Gabriel witnessed these interactions with growing frustration but followed Nia's lead in responding with composed professionalism while refusing to compromise on her leadership role. "I've been underestimated my entire life," she confided to him after a particularly dismissive meeting. "It just means I'm used to working twice as hard to get half the credit. But when our technology speaks for itself, they'll have no choice but to listen." By 2000, OceanPulse had secured contracts with 3 California coastal counties and was beginning discussions with international environmental monitoring agencies. Family crisis and return to Chicago 2000-2003. In late 2000, Nia Jackson was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. Despite the company's precarious financial position, Nia immediately made plans to temporarily relocate operations to Chicago. Using the last of their operating capital, she leased a small warehouse space in the Bronzeville neighborhood, not far from where she grew up. This move, seemingly risky from a business perspective, unexpectedly accelerated the company's growth. Chicago's location at the heart of the Great Lakes region, containing 21% of the world's surface fresh water, provided access to new markets concerned with freshwater rather than oceanic monitoring. The lower operating costs compared to Oakland allowed Nia to hire more staff, including several from her old neighborhood. James Jackson, now retired due to worsening respiratory issues, became a daily visitor to the warehouse, gradually developing an understanding of his daughter's work. He began assisting with basic assembly tasks, finding purpose in contributing to Nia's vision while Darlene underwent chemotherapy treatments that Nia's company insurance helped cover. During this period, Nia noticed the irony that while her sensors were monitoring water quality across the country, many Chicago neighborhoods still suffered from aging infrastructure that delivered questionable water to residents. This realization planted the seed for what would become her second company. Birth of Urban Aqua 2003-2007. As Darlene entered remission in 2003, Nia made a critical decision to maintain the Chicago operation rather than consolidating back to California. She established Urban Aqua as a sister company to OceanPulse, adapting her marine technology for urban water monitoring and filtration systems. The first Urban Aqua pilot program launched in North Lawndale, installing real-time monitoring systems in residential buildings with histories of water quality violations. These systems not only provided alerts about contamination but also integrated affordable filtration technology at the building level. By 2005, Urban Aqua had partnered with the Chicago Housing Authority to install systems throughout remaining public housing developments. The company employed a workforce that was 70% composed of residents from the communities they served, creating technical training programs that provided career pathways in environmental technology. In 2007, following successful implementation across Chicago, Urban Aqua began expanding to other urban centers with aging water infrastructure: Detroit, Flint, Newark, and Baltimore. Each expansion followed the same model: hiring and training local residents, adapting systems to specific community needs, and providing both immediate filtration solutions and long-term monitoring. Expanding the family legacy 2003-2020. Throughout this period of professional growth, Nia and Gabriel's family expanded as well. Their children, Maya, born 2003, Elijah, 2005, and Zoe, 2008, grew up splitting their time between the company's California Marine Research Facility and the Chicago headquarters. The Jackson family structure evolved alongside the businesses. Marcus, who had protected Nia throughout childhood, completed a degree in security management and joined OceanPulse as head of security operations, eventually overseeing both physical and cybersecurity across all company facilities. Tanya, inspired by witnessing her sister's journey, pursued education policy, eventually working for the Department of Education developing programs to identify and support students from disadvantaged backgrounds with aptitude in STEM fields. Nia purchased a home for her parents in Chicago's South Shore neighborhood, with a direct view of Lake Michigan, the very body of water that had first inspired her environmental consciousness. Sunday family dinners became a tradition, expanding to include not just immediate family but also employees, interns, and community members. Next Generation Innovation 2020-2025. By 2025, when Nia celebrated her 50th birthday, her influence extended far beyond her companies. Maya, her oldest daughter, had launched EduTech Solutions, developing hands-on STEM learning tools specifically designed for under-resourced schools. The curriculum integrated real environmental data from OceanPulse and Urban Aqua systems, allowing students to work with actual scientific information from their communities. Elijah combined his father's expertise in sustainable food systems with his mother's sensor technology, creating Urban Harvest, a vertical farming initiative that used precise environmental monitoring to optimize growing conditions in urban environments with minimal resources. The first facilities opened in former food deserts on Chicago's south and west sides. Zoe, exhibiting the same mechanical intuition that had characterized Nia's childhood, focused on medical technology. Her startup, Accessible, developed prosthetic limbs that could be manufactured at a fraction of conventional costs using sustainable materials and simplified designs without sacrificing functionality. Community Transformation 2015-2025. The Robert Taylor homes where Nia grew up had been demolished in 2007 as part of Chicago's plan for transformation. In 2015, Nia established the Jackson Innovation Center on a portion of that land, providing workspace, tools, mentorship, and seed funding for local inventors. The center particularly focused on environmentally sustainable technologies that addressed urban challenges. Adjacent to the center, the Jackson Family Academy opened in 2018, a science-focused charter school emphasizing hands-on learning and environmental stewardship. The school integrated many of Urbaniqua's monitoring systems as teaching tools, allowing students to conduct real-world environmental research from elementary grades forward. By 2025, the neighborhood had transformed dramatically. Mixed-income housing incorporated water conservation technologies developed by Urbaniqua. Community gardens used monitoring systems designed by Elijah's Urban Harvest to optimize growing conditions. Graduates from the Jackson Family Academy were beginning to enter college with full scholarships similar to the one that had changed Nia's life 3 decades earlier. Legacy and Philosophy 2025. At her 50th birthday celebration, held at the Innovation Center, Nia reflected on her journey with the gathered community of family, colleagues, and neighbors. Her speech emphasized that technological innovation alone wasn't enough. The true measure of success was how technology served humanity, particularly those communities traditionally left behind by technological progress. The greatest tragedy isn't poverty itself, she noted, it's the generations of innovation and brilliance we've lost because talent couldn't access opportunity. My family's story isn't just about what I achieved, but about what happens when barriers fall and potential is unleashed across generations. She announced the establishment of the Jackson Family Foundation, dedicated to identifying promising innovators from underserved communities nationwide and providing not just educational funding but comprehensive support, including family stability services, mentorship, and eventual startup capital. We often speak of lifting oneself by the bootstraps, she concluded, but we rarely acknowledge that many start without boots at all. True innovation comes when we recognize that genius exists everywhere, but opportunity does not. Our mission isn't just to create new technologies, but to create the conditions where everyone with the capacity to improve our world has the chance to do so. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more. And don't forget those post notifications for the next Hood Tales installment.